This one might be accurately titled at the time. We shall see. So this is a reflection on my international travel with ADHD-related restrictions. Yeah, ha, ha. So today is Tuesday, 2 June 2026, and here I, Tanis Shearhurst of Seattle, reflect on my experience with international travel, focusing on my ADHD-related restrictions and study abroad, 6-month student visa, South Africa, January 2012 to June 2012, and heritage travel trip, Scotland, 4 July 2019 to 20 July 2019 contexts. Some of those contexts. And it was one where my behavior and the stuff, so I was diagnosed in 2013 officially, like in office, and had optional medication as part of the treatment, which then I started that in 2013. The behaviors were something I had always had, and so I stopped taking the medication back in 2019 after the Scotland trip, and I like this one. So this is international travel with medical restrictions where there's like the possibility for medicine, right, and kind of treatment, but then there's also the condition itself. So it's like the condition is a restrictor as to what I can do and or could do. And so since these have already happened, and so for study abroad in South Africa, it was I think it's actually a great one. It's for my ADHD. The hyperactivity can get really intense, especially in related to like long periods of sitting and schoolwork. And since I was going to Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University in Port Elizabeth, South Africa, I needed to find a way to creatively drain my, or constructively drain my energy so I could focus on my schoolwork, which ended up being running. And I ran, as I've said before, whether you've seen that or not, my first sub 5-minute mile, so faster than 5 minutes, in a 1 mile road run, flat terrain, and with myself as coach. I started with myself as coach in January 2006 in running. So I really focused on self-improvement in my running, and it carried over to my schoolwork as well and being able to focus better. So that was a restriction of sorts. Like some people are like, they choose to work out and that kind of stuff. It's more of like a need. So it is a restriction. Like it's like a restriction as to like I have to do something. I don't get to just be sedentary all day and I'll put some great paper. No, I gotta drain energy over here so I can be calmer over here. So it's a kind of a balancing act restriction, I suppose. And then in Scotland, I did have medication. I chose not to take it with me. There are procedures for if somebody needs to take, so it's prescription medication that I took. And so there are like travel requirements for prescription medications, and I was like, I'm not going to do that. So then the corresponding restriction there was I didn't take it. I did, however, my trip, I did make sure to incorporate activities such as hiking and walking around at different sites that were deliberately draining of energy. I also deliberately chose a stick shift car because it requires more attention, and I was like, that's one where I can like focus my energy, right? So it takes it in it. If I can't get in a lot of exercise, or couldn't get necessarily a lot of exercise, depending on the kind of day it was, then being like, how do I focus my brain in? Take my hyperactivity and turn it into hyper focus, on improving my own driving, a stick shift. So it required, I'd say probably the biggest restriction is I don't get to think about anything because of the kind of like change of environment. It does require from me to have kind of an enjoyment component. It does require restricting my thoughts and actions so that I can get stuff done. And the Scotland trip was a solo heritage travel trip. Does Craig go? I'm deliberately delaying your Ireland stuff so I can come with you. Papa Gillespie, what? Okay, that's a reflection of my international travel with ADHD-related restrictions.